I'm Allison for Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, and today we are going to talk about the importance of having your dog standing four square. Now, we all probably realize that when we are showing a dog that our dog's stacked properly, standing four square, whatever you want to call that, is very, very important. It's important for how the judge sees your dog's anatomy, your dog's outline, but maybe you're having problems with your dog's trim being consistent or looking how you think it should look. And one of the problems could be your dog not standing four square. So first of all, let's talk about what four square actually means. So this is for most breeds, like obviously if you had a German Shepherd or some, there are breeds, some bully breeds, you would stack them slightly differently. But for the majority of dogs that are out there, let's talk about what four square actually is. So here we have the lovely and talented Ellie Mae as our model today. And she's also standing on a symmetry mat. This is going to make my job a little bit easier because I can tell if her feet are stacked equally very easily by just looking at the grid, but obviously you could do this without the use of a mat. So when I talk about four square, the first thing that I like to talk about is where my dog's front legs are. I don't want my dog's front legs really out in front of them because then they're going to look like they're posting. I don't want them, standing easty-westy. I don't want them standing uneven. So with the muzzle typically held parallel to the ground or the table, I am then going to make sure that my dog's front legs are set well underneath them. So here is the withers, the point of shoulder, the return of upper arm, right? And we have our dog's front underneath this part, and we make both front legs match, right? Remembering that we're keeping the neck up, we're not having the neck out over to the side, right? We have control of the head. It's in an absolute straight line with the spine, with that muzzle parallel to the ground or table. Now I'm going to let go of her for one moment and I'm going to move the back leg. So the back legs typically from the pin bone, if you drew a straight line, you would want that to hit the front of her toes. In most dogs, this should also mean that this hock comes straight down in a 90-degree angle to the table or ground. And then you're going to make both of them match. When I'm grooming, I like to have my dog's tail in the breed-specific position it should be in. So for a poodle, that is up. For a setter, spaniel, it might be out. For some breeds, it might be down. So for example, if you're grooming a poodle and the tail should be up, remind them to put it up. This is part of show training. This is free tail training while you're grooming. If you have a dog that should carry its tail level or down and carries it higher for any reason, maybe they're excited, maybe they have a bit of a gay tail, encourage them to keep it in the correct place. And of course, even if you have a setter or a spaniel that maybe carries their tail down, you can always just tickle it to be in the correct position. So here we have Ellie Mae looking four square. Her front legs are in the right position. Her back legs are in the right position. I'm holding her tail up. I'm holding her head in a perfectly straight line with her spine. I'm not letting it be over here. I'm not letting it be over here. More importantly, I'm not even letting it be down here. I'm making sure that that muzzle is level with the table or the ground, right? So to me, four square is more than just all four legs being in a square position. It is the correct head and tail placement of my dog. So you can see she's a little bit older. She's shifting her front feet. She doesn't like to stand still for very long, but she can stand still long enough to do our demonstration. So now what I'm going to show you is I am going to show you how this helps when you are trimming your dog. All right. So Ellie Mae is freshly bathed. She has a little bit of an older coat, so it doesn't stay perfectly trimmed all the time. And if we look at this nice front piece on Ellie Mae, right, how we want to show that coming off the layback of the shoulder, the return of the upper arm, kind of the deepest point of this would be at that point of shoulder. So if I'm trimming her and I'm holding her head here and I'm keeping it here the entire time, then how I trim this is going to be how it looks in the ring. So one of the most common mistakes I see people make is, first of all, their legs aren't standing four square. So let's say they let their dog stand any which way. Then they're kind of not paying attention to where the head is, right? So here's Ellie Mae, and I'm holding her like this. I'm trimming this front piece, and I know that the deepest part of her chest should be across from this point of shoulder. So I'm trimming it to match that, right? So here I go, and I'm gonna trim it a few times, and I'm gonna get that shape in, right? And I look at that shape and I think, oh yeah, like that's looking really nice, right? Like I'm getting that nice round look to her chest, her depth of chest. I'm going into this upper arm. I'm carving out the top of her leg. I'm going down into the leg. It's all looking really good. Yeah, that looks good. And then I make her stand for a square. So I put the front leg where it belongs, because this is what she would look like in the ring. Stay there, please. And then I put her head up. And can you see how that line completely changed? Now I have it sucked way too in here, right? Because down here, it looked good. But when I move it up here, now this is much too short here. I've changed this. This point is in the wrong place. Like, what is happening up here? This is all solved by holding your dog, making sure that they are four square, and you are, more importantly, holding that head in the correct position. Head in a complete straight line with the spine, muzzle level with the table or the ground. So when I'm holding it here and paying attention, and then I am properly trimming this line in, this is how it is going to look when she does enter that show ring, because I'm going to make sure that I am recreating this every single time. So you can see how simply by not holding the head in the right position, do we change the shape of our trim. So if you're holding her head in the right position on Wednesday and trimming her, then you're holding it here on Thursday, and then you're holding it there on Friday. Because if you're not holding it in the correct position, you really can't recreate it, because you're not really sure where you were holding it, right? I might have been holding it here. I might have been holding it here. Her legs might have been standing like this. Like, I don't know. This is why you have to understand what four square is and repeat it every single time. And remember that four square does include proper head and proper tail placement. So I hope that this tutorial helped you understand what four square not only means, but why it is so valuable to you. Not only valuable in the show ring, yes, but for any dog that is trimmed at all, you must have your dog four square with proper tail and proper head placement to have your trims look fantastic in the ring, but also so that you can create a trim with consistency. The only way to create that consistency is know how to have your dog perfectly stacked each and every time. So I hope that that helped. Hi guys. Thanks for joining us for our latest Leading Edge Dog Show Academy tutorial. Don't forget to go to leadingedgedogshowacademy.com to see some of our premium content and webinars where we go in depth on grooming, training, and so much more. Of course, we would love for you to like and subscribe so you don't miss another video here on YouTube. And if there's something that you would like to see that you haven't yet seen on our YouTube channel, of course, just drop it in the comments below and we'd be more than happy to bring you that content. So once again, I'm Allison from Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's tutorial.